Hey, guess where I am? I am back in Europe. I had an emergency back in Poland and I had to go to Poland. So I am back in Europe and I'm staying in my friend's apartment. This is a really nice place. Let's open the window. See the square? That's actually in the old town of Warsaw. Look at that, it's gorgeous. But the reason why I'm here is very sad. So one of my best friends and my ex-partner, and I know I just made a video about my husband dying, but so this is like a double whammy because my best friend, my ex-partner, who's kind of like my best friend, we've always kept in touch. And we've always hung out. Like he would come to California, we would hang out together. He unfortunately had a stroke. And because he lives alone and no one found him until several days later, so we don't know how long he was suffering from the stroke. It's kind of scary because when you have a stroke, the entire essence lies in the time that you are found. So the sooner they find you, the better your chances of recovery are. So if they find you within 20 minutes or even an hour of having a stroke, you're going to be okay. You're probably going to gain back all of those, you're going to lose your speech for a little bit and lose your mobility for a little bit, but it's probably going to come back. Now, with my friend Tony, he lives alone. So when he had a stroke, no one knew that he had a stroke. It was really, really scary. We think it was gradual. I think it was gradual because when you look at when I went into the apartment, my sister saved his life. Because I texted my sister from the States to go and, check on him because he wasn't answering my texts and he wasn't answering anybody else's texts. So my sister went in and she checked on him and she found him on the floor. But you could see the signs in the apartment that he had been crawling around. Like there were scattered items on the floor and the ladder was knocked over. He was putting some things up on the ladder. I don't think he fell off the ladder, but he had used it, and he also, put a pillow under his head because he knew he was already lying on the ground and he couldn't get up. He had already been paralyzed. He's paralyzed on the entire right side of his body. He, poor thing, put a pillow under his head. It was so sad. It was one of the saddest thing, and I've been crying so much because I really care about Tony still. He's one of my best friends. So it's just been really, really tough. It's just been tough several months. And I'm not even talking about COVID. I'm talking about people dying and people getting strokes. It's what is going on in the world? And my sister is an anti-vaxxer, so she thinks that he had gotten his stroke because of the vaccine. He took AstraZeneca. He had the first dose, and it actually made him feel kind of nauseous. It made him feel really sick for not just for a day, but for 3 or 4 days. But then he was fine afterwards, and the stroke didn't happen right after his vaccine. So we don't really know. We don't really know why he had the stroke. He's in a facility now. He was in the hospital for a whole week. Now he's in a facility where he is receiving top quality care. Fortunately, he had some money saved up. He's always had good jobs. He's always worked for great companies, and he's already in his 60s, so he has some money saved up. So we're able to afford top quality rehabilitation facility here in suburban Warsaw. So anyway, but it's still very, very sad to see him that way. I just can't get used to it. It's not real to me. He was always such an energetic guy, and suddenly he's bedbound and he can't walk, and it's so depressing. Anyway, so if you guys see, check on your loved ones. If you see anyone having any signs of stroke, their face is drooping, or maybe they can't hold a spoon, or it's little things. It starts slowly. The brain is not getting oxygen, and that part of the brain stops controlling the limbs. So maybe the person could be eating and suddenly the fork falls out of their hand. That probably means they're having a stroke. Okay, so just it's better to call 911 and they'll say, oh no, they're fine, than to ignore it and it's going to be too late to save them. because the brain damage will be permanent. Anyway, so please send me good energy. And if you pray for my friend Tony. I don't pray, but you know, sometimes maybe it helps. So this is my new short video and a tour of a Warsaw apartment in Poland. Thank you. Bye.